Hello everyone, welcome to the Tathastu and welcome to our class wherein we are going to cover different topics through MCQs. So let's get started with today's class, but before that a little bit of information related to our courses, the batches. That is what we are going to do right now. Okay, so the very first thing related to our courses is that our batches are going to start from 20th of August. And what are those batches? The freedom batch, basically, wherein you can enroll in our UPSC batch, or apart from that you can enroll in our BA, MA, diploma plus UPSC, and also you can enroll in our NCERT batches as well, right? Okay, now related to all these things, from where you will be gathering, you can actually gather all the information related to any of these courses. So you can definitely visit our website, that is Tathastu-ICS.com, or you can call on these numbers, or this is our address. You can definitely visit our office as well. This is our office address. Let's get started with the very first question of the day, and the question is, consider the following statements with respect to the Flood Watch mobile app. The very first one is, the application offers up-to-date details about potential flooding scenario for a period of 7 days. Second is, the application is introduced by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The third one is that the application is comprehensive as it is accessible in all 22 officially scheduled languages. So, how many of the above statements are correct over here? You have to check out. Please read it carefully and then give your answer. Here the answer to this question is option A, that only one statement, and that too the first statement, is correct over here. So here it was in the news, and where? So PIB, Chairman Central Water Commission, launches mobile app, that is the Flood Watch, to provide real-time flood forecasts to public using the interactive maps, that how you can actually find out where the flood is or the situation may arise. So real-time flood insights. The application is designed to provide the public with real-time flood situation updates and forecasts for a span of 7 days. Apart from that, accessible language options are also available over here. So it will be actually catering the wider range of audience. The information is conveniently available as of now in 2 languages, and that is the English and Hindi. And here all these informations are available both in readable and as well as in the audio forms. Okay, so that is really very good. Dynamic river flow data is also being provided. Now here, by harnessing all these kind of information, that how the water of the river is actually flowing and from where to where, how. So by doing that, it is gathering the information. So by harnessing near real-time river flow data from diverse sources, the app actually ensure users receive accurate and current information about the river conditions over here. So this is what is the related to the flood watch. Now let's move on to the next question. The next question is related to INS Vindhyagiri. Consider the following statements with respect to INS Vindhyagiri, which we covered in the yesterday's DNA. Here the very first statement is, a highly sophisticated stealth frigate named after the prominent mountain range in the Maharashtra region constitutes its identity. That it is talking about this Vindhyagiri, with the name and all, everything. Now the second statement says, this vessel was meticulously constructed as part of Project 75I, catering to the requirements of the Indian Navy. How many of the above statements are correct? If you had watched my yesterday's DNA, then you can very easily answer this particular question. This is very easy. It is not the part of Project 75I, but this is the part of the Project 17A frigate. Okay, so President Murmu launches stealth frigate INS Vindhyagiri. So over here, this mountain range, the name actually has been inspired from the mountain range, though that is the Vindhya ranges. So Vindhyagiri name actually draws from the mountain range which is located over there in Karnataka. The construction of Vindhyagiri was executed by Garden Reach shipbuilders and engineers. This has been actually done for the Indian Navy, obviously. And why? Because we want to become self-sufficient, that is, we want to become the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So for that particular purpose only we are actually doing this thing. Now, and yes, please do remember this thing, the first statement is also wrong over here, not Maharashtra but the Karnataka. So both the statements are incorrect over here. Project 17A. So yesterday in our DNA I had explained though this thing, but little bit of information I will be giving you all over again. So this is the part of Project 17A frigates, and these are the guided missile vessels measuring 145 meters. The length is 145 meters, 49 meters, possessing a displacement of around 6,670 70 tons. And when it comes to the speed of the ships are being measured in the 28 knots. Okay, I mean in the knots. Okay, when it comes to measuring the speed of the ships, it is being done in the knots. Okay, so it is the 28 knots, and that's really very good speed, very good speed. Okay, now both Garden Reach shipbuilders and engineers, that is GRSE, and Mazagon Dock shipbuilders contribute to the creation of these vessels for the Indian Navy itself. The program aims to develop 7 advanced guided missile frigates, with Mazagon Dock shipbuilders constructing 4. Okay, so here there will be 7 advanced guided missile frigates, and apart from that they will be constructing the 4 one, and GRSE will be doing the 3. So total 7 was supposed to be built, out of which 4 will be built by the Mazagon Dock shipbuilders, and this GRSE will be building the 3 ships. Okay, so this whole ship building program consists of all these INS ships and all. And what are those? Nilgiri, Himgiri, Udaygiri, Dunagiri, Taragiri, Vindhyagiri and Mahendragiri. So all these INS ships are supposed to be built, and most of them have been built. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Consider the following statements. All the ships, I guess, have been built. Here, consider the following statements with reference to Pong Dam. Pong Dam. The very first one is recognized as a Ramsar site in 2002. This dam stands as India's tallest earth-fill dam. Second is the Pong Dam, an artificial reservoir, was erected in 1975 along the Beas River within the Shivalik Hills wetland area in Himachal Pradesh, Kangra districts. So you have to find out that which of these statements given above are correct over here. So here the answer related to this particular question is option C. Both the statements are correct related to the Pong Dam. So in some relief, water release from Pong Dam reduces to 79,780 cusecs. So reservoir of the artificial origin. Let's talk about this thing. So when it comes to the Pong Dam, it emerges as an artificial reservoir strategically built in 1975, and this was done along the river Beas. Okay, so along the river Beas it was actually built, Pong Dam. Location, it is nestled within the wetland terrain of the Shivalik Hills in the Kangra district, where Himachal Pradesh, Kangra district, over there in Himachal Pradesh. The dam's placement bears the significance over here because of its position basically. Wildlife sanctuary in 1983. In 1983, the entirety of the reservoir was formally designated as the wildlife sanctuary, and because of this thing, it actually became a zone of ecological importance because it was declared as the wildlife sanctuary. Now let's move on to the next question, question number 4. With reference to Guillain-Barré syndrome, that is GBS, consider the following statements. The very first statement says GBS stands as a severe autoimmune condition impacting the peripheral nervous system. The second statement says this syndrome impacts the nerves governing muscle activity along with sensations linked to pain, temperature and tactile perception. Third is, as a consequence, individuals encounter diminishing reflexes and paralysis with potential duration spanning from temporary phases to an extent of 6 to 12 months or even beyond. So you have to find out that how many of the above statements are correct related to the GBS thing. Okay, so the answer to this question is option C. All these statements are correct related to GBS. It is a rare autoimmune disorder. It is a rare autoimmune disorder. Class 6 student lands in hospital after being hit by teacher in Delhi government. See, the kind of punishment which the teachers are giving, that is not actually correct. You are not supposed to beat a student. You can definitely punish them in other ways, but not in this way. You are not supposed to raise your hands on the children. Uncommon autoimmune condition, when it comes to GBS, it is an exceptionally uncommon autoimmune disorder. And over here in this particular disorder, the immune system, while aiming to combat the coronavirus, mistakenly turns against the peripheral nervous system. It is, despite attacking coronavirus, it is actually impacting the immune system itself, the nervous system, the peripheral nervous system itself. And now here the peripheral nervous system impact. Over here, the peripheral nervous system, a complex network of nerves connecting the brain and that of the spinal cord to various body parts, becomes the target over here, because this is your brain and this is your spinal cord. Spinal cord is really very important. Otherwise, if my spinal cord is not good in a good condition, I won't be able to stand properly. I will always be lying on the bed. So here it is saying this thing. In this particular situation, what happens? It is being targeted. If it is being targeted, then automatically the brain and the spinal cord will be affected over here. This assault can significantly influence the functionality of the limbs, because the brain won't work properly, your nervous system won't be working properly, your brain won't be working properly. So obviously this thing will actually create a kind of problem in the body itself. Now the next question is 3D printing. It is related to 3D printing. 3D printing has applications in which of the following? The very first one is crafting sweet treats. Second is production of artificial ears. Third is automotive sector. The fourth one is restoration surgeries, and the fifth one is technologies for handling data. You have to select the correct code over here. Okay, the correct code. Answer over here is related to 3D printing. Now let's check it out, little bit of information related to all the functions, then you can easily understand what is the answer over here. Audible achievements. Now when it comes to the 3D printing, it can even print the bionic ears with the capacity to detect the radio waves, expanding its utility to the realm of the hearing augmentation. So it can do this thing as well. So hearing thing can be done. Now the next, facial reconstructive potential over here. Now when it comes to the facial reconstructive surgeries, patients can now benefit from custom designed 3D printed facial implants, and that will be tailored according to your need to aid in recovery following the health setbacks or that of the physical injuries as well. Whatever kind of facial problem, if there is any kind of damage that can be done, that can be actually repaired with the help of the facial reconstructive potential thing. This facial reconstructive surgery, and for this thing, the custom designed 3D printing can be used over here. Visualizing scientific data through a method known as multi-material voxel printing, 3D printing extends its capabilities to transform scientific imaging data into tangible physical visualizations, facilitating a better understanding of intricate data sets over here. Apart from that, widespread here the industry incorporation is also being done here. 3D printing demonstrates its significance across multiple sectors such as the maritime industry. It can be applied over there in the maritime industry. Next is electronics, entertainment and broadcasting, contributing to advancements and the innovations in these fields. So all these things can be done with the help of the 3D printing. And recently it was in news, the post office that was actually built, the complete post office was built by using this 3D printing itself. So that's really very great one. I have already recorded one video related to 3D printing, that how it actually works. Please do watch that video so that you could understand that how it all these things work about this 3D printing. So here the answer is option D. It means that all of these things can be done. So I have already explained you here what will happen. The artificial ears, automotive sector, surgeries can also be done, handling data can also be done. So 2, 3, 4, 5 is already there and none of these actually cater. So obviously the first one is also there. Okay. So crafting the sweet treats can also be done. So all these are the answer over here. Built in 43 days. Just imagine, built in 43 days, India's first 3D printed office inaugurated in Bengaluru. So from where you can say actually that it is not 3D printed. It's really very great thing, which is a great innovation of 21st century. Well, so this is it related to our current affairs MCQs. I hope you people enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Take care and have a great time. Good night.